Hey, podcast listeners, I'm Gabe.
And I'm Nick.
And we host the Facing Off podcast, and we are inviting you to give our podcast a listen.
On Facing Off, Gabe and I take two movies we find to be similar, and we compare, contrast, and rate them in our own unique way. We pair movies across all genres. As long as there's a common thread between the two movies, we'll face them off. We also give these movies awards at the end of the episode. Sometimes we even rank our favorite movies based on some specific criteria.
So, after finishing this podcast, please go and listen to Facing Off, which can be found on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts simply by searching for Facing Off. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter by looking up Facing Off Pod.
Podcast is all very scientific. We don't have time to get into it right now.
I guess you'll just have to listen to find out.
I guess so.
Welcome to the trailer for What the Suck podcast. Do you like movies?
Do you like horror movies?
You know, movies like Exorcist 2 and The Bye Bye Man.
Well, those of you still with us are just the weirdos we want.
We watch all the terrible, no good, so bad they are bad movies you never knew existed.
Have you seen Wish Upon, I Am Zozo, Creepshow 3 perhaps? You haven't? Well, lucky for you, we have, and we are here to tell you all about them because we believe that no matter how bad a movie is, it should be watched. Someone put at least some effort into these, and bad movies deserve love too.
And boy, do we love watching them. So, please join us, your hosts Chris and James, on What the Suck podcast for a weekly discussion of all things bad, good, good, bad, 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 so bad they are good, so good they are bad, so bad they are bad, and Gary Busey.
That's my best Busey. I don't know if that works, but
it works for me. Found everywhere podcasts can be listened to.
Today we're looking at Daddy's Home 2, a 2017 Christmas comedy directed by Sean Anders. A sequel to Daddy's Home, it stars Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. The plot follows now reformed fathers Brad and Dusty, co-parenting Dusty's kids, who have to deal with their own fathers visiting for the holidays. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start this evening's podcast by performing a reenactment of a scene from Christmas from years before. I set the scene on a snowy village in 1892 in Europe, somewhere. Little Johnny is walking down the street, snow in the background.
Oh, hello, sir. As it is Christmas and I am poor, could you give me some food?
He said to the old man on the corner. The old man looked at the young boy, not knowing what was happening, and said,
Young man, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I am Lord Pennington of Europe, and this is my town.
The little boy then said,
But sir, it's Christmas. We need some food for the orphans and such.
Lord Pennington looked at the boy for a moment and said,
Begone, you boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Christmas and Chill.
Did we just suddenly turn into a story review podcast or something? What was going on there?
What just happened? I'm having an out-of-body experience.
You're here with Josh, Amy, and Maddie. How are we this evening, ladies?
That was the weirdest fucking
Confused.
thing I've ever witnessed in my life.
I've really been getting into the Christmas spirit.
What was it about Christmas? I had no idea what that was about.
Well, over the next 27 days, I'll be filling you in every piece by piece.
Oh, no.
I'm not. That bit's never coming back.
Oh,
How
thank
are we
God.
this evening, ladies?
Oh, very confused now.
Yep. But
That's good. I'm glad. What have we been up to today, guys?
I can't catch a thought right now.
What movie did we watch tonight? Let's start with that question.
Today I just, did stuff at home.
That's good.
What about you? Did you just work?
Yep.
What about you, Amy?
I did placement.
Oh, fair enough.
All
Yep.
the fun things.
Yes, fun. Small talk. Yes.
Today we watched Daddy's Home 2. Not to be confused with Daddy's Home 1.
Have you seen the first one, Amy?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
have.
I was worried you were going into this a bit blind.
What do we think of the movie?
It's a good movie, isn't it? It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It is.
My brain is actually cooked right now. I can't think of anything besides just going...
So yes, we watched Daddy's Home 2. Daddy's Home 1 obviously isn't a Christmas movie. Daddy's Home 2 set at Christmas, about Christmas. I don't know how...
It's about a together Christmas. All of
Yeah,
the dads
together
coming
Christmas.
into... to do one
It's just,
Christmas.
I mean, it's just all about stepdads, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which I
very
can't
true.
relate to.
No.
Yeah, it's I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's quite interesting that we've ended up doing back-to-back Will Ferrell movies.
I don't know how that happened.
That's it. Well, we've definitely shifted some stuff around, but yes, we've definitely landed on 2 Will Ferrell movies back-to-back. Let's out of the gate. Let's start comparing. Which Will Ferrell movie was better, Elf or Daddy's Home 2?
I think for nostalgia purposes, Elf.
Elf, yeah. For me too.
Daddy's Home is still quite funny, but he's the same character.
Yeah, I was going to say, at some bits it was like they just took Elf out of the movie and chucked him in this one.
Quite jolly, wasn't he?
It was very jolly. Yeah, it was very like childlike and plain, I guess is the best way to put it.
Here's the real question. Do you kiss your dad on the lips like that?
No.
No, I
Bit
can't
scary,
say I
isn't it?
No.
Every time they did it, I was like,
Cringy.
Man, it's something else. Okay, this is a bit of a tangent. What age does it all of a sudden become unacceptable to kiss your dad on the lips?
I don't know.
How old do you, like, you know what I mean? Like, as a kid, like, little kid, sure. But you get older.
Well, I just think you try not to sexualize it, and then it's not inappropriate. If you put a sexual connotation on it, then it's inappropriate, but it's not.
But you
It's
don't
just
have
a
to-
child kissing their dad.
Yeah, but you don't have to put a sexual connotation on it. My question is, how old do you need to be before it starts becoming really weird?
I don't know. Why does it have to be weird? Like, they didn't think it was weird.
I'm going to say some ages, and you tell me if it's
No,
okay
well, they
or
didn't
not.
think it was weird, like, being that old in the movie, so some people might not think it's weird.
Yeah, right. So if your dad kissed his dad on the lips, what would you think?
That would be weird, because... Okay, I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think
it's
it
not-
depends on the people then.
yeah.
So, like, if
I
it
mean-
wasn't your dad, but if it was somebody else's dad kissing their own dad, you wouldn't mind.
I mean, I feel like I would say that's weird, but then it's like, if that's what they want to do, then they can go ahead and do it.
Yeah, fair. All power to them. That's, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, go and kiss your dad on the lips.
From us. Say it's from
From us.
Christmas and chill.
Give your dad a kiss from us.
Give him a wet one. Really tongue it up.
Oh, my God. See, that's when I feel like it's not very good.
No, please don't slip your dad the tongue. That's weird.
Merry Christmas.
Unless you're slipping someone else's dad the tongue, then that's a whole different ballpark, isn't it?
Slip your dad the Christmas spirit. Right, moving on very quickly.
Thank you.
So comparing the movies again, how Christmassy was this film? compared to what we've watched so far, and I kind of guess I'm thinking about It's a Wonderful Life and how
That's
anti-Christmas
not a Christmas
we
movie,
were.
so let's not talk about it.
But looking at this movie,
Sorry, Luke.
did Christmas have an influence over the events in the movie, or was it just there?
Well, they cut down the tree and everything like that because it's Christmas time. They do
That's
Christmassy
true.
things. They come
And
together because it's
because
Christmas.
of Christmas. Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Like they said that I can't remember any of it. Brad, who is Will Ferrell's character, his dad came for Thanksgiving. Like they could have done it at Thanksgiving, but I think Christmas is more a time to come together and celebrate, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's probably another thing. I mean, at least here in Australia anyway, that's one of the times that all families get together.
Yeah, exactly right.
definitely.
So,
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I guess thinking about it too, there's the scene where the Christmas lights all get sucked up. There's the, which is very funny. And then I guess there's the whole theme of the do they know it's Christmas time at all that runs through the whole film. The song and then how that pays off at the end.
I forgot that was a Christmas song. I forgot that song existed.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it is a good song. What was I going to say? I feel like a common movie trope is that hijinks happen around Christmas. Does that make sense? With like the Christmas lights, I can think of a couple of other Christmas movies that like all the Christmas lights come down and like there's a big like kerfuffle and all these hijinks with that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that sort of holiday can probably produce a couple more. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Give me a second.
No, land the plane.
Produce-
Manny.
I don't know how to land the plane.
produce a couple more problems than what another holiday probably would.
Because like it's a stressful time, like the silly season, all that sort of stuff.
For sure. And I
Okay,
think
thank you for that, Amy. Appreciate it.
That's all right.
Good work, team. One thing I did want to point out, and this is something that I picked up when we were watching the movie, some of the transitions in the movie were interesting. So there was like title cards at the bottom that was like 3 days till Christmas or Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
The big special thing that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, like those ones. I didn't think they were necessary.
No, me neither.
They
I think
kinda
they
just
could have
felt
just said
there.
like, oh, it's Christmas Eve, like, you know what I mean? Like made of mention of it, not having the title at the bottom saying what it was. I think it just took away from the movie, to be honest.
Yeah, when that kind of popped up, I started questioning or thinking about those title cards more than I was thinking about the movie itself. It was interesting. Yeah, I thought I'd make a point of that. Let's talk about Mel Gibson.
Oh, really?
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to bring up. How do we feel about Mel Gibson in this movie? Because, I mean, if anyone's the villain that turns around, it's him. But is Mel Gibson a sympathetic character or / person?
Mel Gibson's a bad man.
Ecuador.
That's so niche. No one's ever going to understand that.
What do you think, Amy? What do you think about Mel Gibson?
But does he even really turn around at the end? Like, I don't think
that's
he
a good
does.
point.
I feel like
He
he's still a
kisses
dick.
his son.
He does
Yeah,
kiss
but
his son
then
on the
he
lips.
does, true. But then he's also, I feel like it didn't really change much. I don't know.
Yeah, look,
It was
you're not
like the
wrong.
beginning of a change.
Yeah,
I think they may have intentionally left that open for Daddy's Home 3.
3. Yeah.
It's hard for me to watch Mel Gibson movies without thinking about other Mel Gibson movies that I.
It's hard to watch him in a movie without thinking he's an anti-Semite. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was trying to get there without saying it, but I'm.
Well, I went there. It was hard because I hate Mel Gibson, but my favourite actor is John Lithgow, and they're both in this movie. So I was very conflicted.
Well, yeah. Look, let's talk about John Lithgow. Like on the other side of that, what do we think of John Lithgow?
He's so pure. He's so lovely. He's just a lovely old man, isn't he?
You could easily see him as Will Ferrell's dad, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Yes.
They've both got that childlike quality about them.
Yes.
Like a bit shut the fuck up, you're being a bit stupid sort of character.
And And then the other person I was surprised to see in this movie that I kind of forgot was John Cena.
And he sings in the movie too.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, you're the wrestling fan here. I feel like that's a question for you, Josh. Was he good in this movie?
I think that anything... I mean, it's really hard when you compare wrestlers because The Rock has just kind of blown everyone out of the water and no one's ever going to be as good as The Rock. But John Cena does a pretty good job. I don't mind him in this. It'll be interesting to compare him to Santa with muscles on Christmas Eve.
Ooh.
We'll
Two
get there.
WWE superstars. Is The Rock in a Christmas movie?
No.
I want to see a Christmas movie with The Rock.
Yeah.
I find that'd be good.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be good too. We should tweet him.
Wow, just from us, from Christmas and Chill. Hello, we specifically want you in a Christmas movie.
I'm going to send The Rock an Instagram message.
Oh, it's happening. It's
We're
happening.
doing it.
Let's see what... If he replies, you should read it out on the podcast.
Yes.
Amy, if he replies, I'm going to print it out and stick it on my wall.
If he replies, we'll get him to send us a mailbag. It's a whole thing. We'll have a segment for him.
Well, that's what you should say. Maybe that will encourage him to reply. Say, we'll make a whole segment for you in our podcast. Please reply.
Please come on our podcast. There was singing. They sang.
There was singing.
And it wasn't like they put the song in there for a person who's a really good singer and they had to add it in there for that. They just
It
put it in
wasn't
there.
the Kristen Chenoweth effect.
No.
No.
To quote John Cena, I love this song. I played it in August. I don't care.
There were a lot of like really funny one-liners in this movie.
Well, have you seen The Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell?
That was actually going to be my next point.
They've got that rapport, don't they, between them, that back and forth. I
They've
think works
done
pretty well.
A couple of movies together already.
Yeah.
At this point, which is really good. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? Is that the Live Aid one?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. And then America copied it with "We Are the World," right? Is that the one?
Is We Are the World a
We are the
Christmas song?
children. I don't know if it's a Christmas song, but they did the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah, they
like
did.
the super.
Yeah.
They got everyone together.
It's so 80s, isn't it?
It's great though. It's bloody good. Yes.
Yes, it says by USA. It's called USA for Africa,
USA.
We Are the World.
Something that I did pick up in this movie that I thought was quite interesting. A lot of the films that we've watched, it's like the Christmas Day is the deadline and everything needs to be resolved by Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. Before Christmas Day. So Christmas Eve, it's like, oh, it has to be fixed today or else. And then they wake up happy on Christmas Day. This movie extended that out a little bit. So they woke up on Christmas morning and nobody was happy with each other. Mm-hmm. But by the end of Christmas Day, everyone was happy.
Yeah.
What do we think of that as an idea or like a trope, I guess?
Amy?
Well, I
Drink.
guess it kind of shows that not all Christmas days are great.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's true.
Like, I mean, yes, it's crap when you have a crap Christmas Day, but families are going to have that at some point. So I guess why not show it in a movie?
Yeah. It's like that saying, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. Unfortunately, you're kind of
Yes.
stuck with them. Good, bad, or ugly. You know what I mean?
Speaking of picking your
I love my family.
What do we think of the scene where the brother kissed his stepsister?
I forgot about that. I forgot that entire scene.
Brilliant.
Weird. But I mean, there was dad on dad action, so I guess you
A
can't
lot of
be.
weird incestual kissing all the way through this movie now that I really think about it.
That's just the way life goes sometimes.
Funny things happen when you put Mel Gibson in a movie.
Ooh. When you force Mel Gibson in a
When you
movie,
fo-
they
yeah, when you
force you to
force Mel-
like him, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. This movie doesn't focus on Santa. It has a little bit of a nativity scene, but it's not really the focus of the movie.
No.
Family is definitely the focus. But it's interesting because a lot of the other kind of Christmas movies we have that heartwarming or like happy, warm moment at the end. Do you think that this movie had one of those moments? Like, did it feel as emotional as some of the other movies we've watched.
I think it was hard to take it seriously because of all the jokes. It was kind of quick fire jokes, and then they had that moment where they're all like, where Mark Wahlberg was like, I love you, and then they sang together. I think that was supposed to be the heartfelt moment. But it came across as jokey and not sincere, like Deck the Halls, where they're all kind of like together as one, and Kristen Chenoweth is singing. It was kind of like a, I don't know. If that made sense at all.
What do you think, Amy? Do you think that they had a moment throughout the movie where you kind of, like it was a bit more emotional than funny, or do you think they were just funny the whole way through?
I think they were trying to be emotional with that bit that Maddie was talking about, but also I'm wondering if the people that were in it may have also, like, I mean, I guess in Elf, was there any bit in Elf that we felt emotional? I don't know, but like maybe the actors in it as well may have, because we associate them as comedy actors or like whatever, it could have made it a bit harder to feel emotional, I guess. I don't know.
No,
I
that's
think that's
totally
a good point.
understandable.
Yeah, it's very true because it's really hard, I guess, to switch gears when you've been playing for laughs the whole way through.
But Nativity did that so well.
But Nativity, I felt, had stakes.
Yes,
This
that's
movie,
true.
like he mucked up. Like there was that whole, he promised Hollywood was coming, and the lie got bigger and bigger until he let everyone down, and then you just wanted the kids to be happy. Whereas this, I didn't like. You were talking about an elevator drop, Maddie, in a previous. Was there an elevator drop in this movie?
Nah.
No.
Didn't feel like it. I think you were supposed to feel that when all the guys were fighting and they were talking about lying to one another and stuff, but I didn't feel it.
No.
Yeah, I feel like they just kind of, for the whole thing, it was always kind of a joke. And I feel like that's why we didn't feel any of that. Like,
Totally.
their fighting was throwing snowballs at each other. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, true.
And keep getting John Lithgow in the face.
I want to talk about maybe my favourite recurring scene in the movie, the thermostat scene.
That's so dad stereotypical,
It was
isn't it?
so good.
Have you seen
Well, I
that
mean-
Joe Exotic meme? And it's like when you touch the thermostat and the dad is like, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Well, no. Well, I feel like all the dads had a very good right to make sure that thermostat was okay, because if it got too high or it got too low, then the whole family would be far more susceptible to COVID.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming. Oh.
So it's really important as a dad in America that you really stay on top of that thermostat and keep it at like a nice balmy, 75.
Oh, I did not
78.
see that one coming. Did you, Amy? I thought he was going to say something about the blizzard or throwing snowballs at each other. I didn't think about the thermostat.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome.
oh my gosh.
If we were characters in this movie, who would we be?
Amy, once again, is Will Ferrell's character.
Actually, I am though.
I
So
feel like I'm the girl who wants to drink eggnog and shoot turkeys.
Oh man, that kid.
I shot a turkey and a man. Guess which one died?
I think I would be.
Oh, you don't want to say you're Mel Gibson, do you?
I'm not. I'm definitely not Mel Gibson.
You're Mark Wahlberg's character, I reckon.
I'm a peacock, man.
Gotta let me fly.
You gotta let me fly. Yeah, sure, I'll go with that. And who's Luke?
I don't know.
Luke would
The
be.
kid who kisses his stepsister.
Oh no.
No, because he's just, he's a little bit geeky, and that's okay.
Yeah, we won't talk about the
Up until the last scene,
sister
it's Luke. Yes.
stepsister kissing.
That scene where he's bowling 0 bowls, like his score in bowling is 0 the whole way. No one crowds around me when I score 0 the whole time. Why did he get a crowd and people clapping for him? That's so unrealistic. No one stands around me and cheers me on. I just cry and
The
just
thing
laugh.
is, I'm
If
pretty
anything, I move further away.
Yeah.
I feel like it happened multiple times throughout the movie. They just formed this crowd to like cheer something on, whatever the hell they were doing.
It's very American movie, isn't
Really
it?
rent a crowd, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, no, but so one last question, I guess, before we get to the hats. Comparing this film to the other films that we've watched, this is number 10. Holy crap. 10.
Well, technically 9, is it? Or 10?
No, 10.
Oh, really? Oh, crap.
Yeah.
This is number 10.
15 days to Christmas, guys.
Oh my god.
Wow. But now that we've watched 10 movies, does this land in your top 5, in the top half? What do you think?
Can't remember what I've scored everything else. Give me a second.
But like if it wasn't based on scores and we're just thinking like, oh yeah, this is up the top end of the movies or this is on the bottom end of the scale, like is it in that top 50% or the bottom 50%, do you think? For me,
I feel like it's in the middle.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like just above Deck the Halls for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What did I give Deck the Halls? Like a 6? Yeah, I think so. I think it's a little bit funnier.
Yeah. If Luke does have any thoughts, let's chuck them in right now.
Hello guys, it's Luke. I watched Daddy's Home 2, which, to be honest, I'm really surprised it was a Christmas movie because I didn't really like it. All the other movies I've had like a reaction to it, whether I liked it, whether I disliked it. With this movie, I was just bored. Alright, I'll give it some props. Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg do a really good job of playing stepdads. John Lithgow does a great job. And Mel Gibson was just a prick. More than just a prick. It was unlikable, and I know he's supposed to be that, hey baby, sort of look, but he just was not likable and he could have been played by someone better. The only character I really thought that was I really enjoyed was John Cena, and some of the kids. I didn't get the Christmas vibe that I really got nothing else to say. So I'm going to give this a 1 Christmas hats out of 10. Not because it's a bad movie by any chance. 1, I don't think it's really a good Christmas movie. And 2, it was just so boring. I don't want to watch it again. So, yeah, see ya.
Thanks so much, Luke. Really appreciate your thoughts there, mate. That was great. Good work. Maddie, I'm going to throw to you.
Okay, how many Christmas hats do you give this out of 10, peoples? I'm going to ask Josh first.
Thank you for asking me. I'm going to give this movie a 7. I think that this movie is better than Deck the Halls, I think. It's funnier. It went a lot faster. It didn't feel as long of a movie, which I quite enjoy, considering how many movies we're watching and how many we've still got to go. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I like John Lithgow. I have a soft spot for Will Ferrell movies, so yeah, it was really good. 7 for me.
Amy, how many Christmas hats would you give this out of 10?
I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I think it was a funny movie and I enjoyed watching it, but I don't think it was the best movie we've watched so far.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm going to go in the middle and say 6.5. Purely given points off for Mel Gibson. No, I'm joking. I like the movie. It's weird because I think I like Deck the Halls better, but I find this movie funnier for some reason.
That's fair.
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking for comedy in a good Christmas movie, and that's why I've scored this higher. I don't know. That's some self-discovery I have to do, I guess.
Nice. Good work.
Oh, Amy, we forgot to tell you we've got a new segment. We're just building them up.
What is the new
I
segment?
was going to put the segment later because we don't have a mailbag today, but we can do it now.
I think we do it now so Amy's fun fact can be last, and then we do all the...
All right. That sounds good. All right. So I have a new segment today. I'm going to tell a Christmas joke. It's that simple.
Amy, don't roll your eyes like that.
But I'm going to write the Christmas joke.
Oh no.
So, for this one, this is a Christmas joke I wrote last year, and I was pretty happy with it. So I'm pulling it out on the podcast. I'm pulling out all stops. And yes, if you would like to send jokes to us as well, stick around and I'll give you some details soon. But so, joke. Okay, so my father, he's a really, really good guy, right? Like he's just a really good bloke, and a lot of people often say that they kind of wish that my father was their father. Like he's just that kind of a person, you know. The issue is he works in the military, so he's off all the time. He's off, 9 times out of 10 throughout the year, and it makes it really hard. So when he does come home for Christmas, it's it makes me really happy, and it's great to have him around. But I also kind of get sad because other people can't share that love that I have for my father. People don't have their fathers. They've lost them for whatever reason. So this Christmas, I thought of something. I've come up with a business. So this year, I've decided to hire out my father to people who don't have, fathers to spend Christmas with. I'm hiring out my military dad to other families. For this Christmas, he's a Police Navy dad.
Oh my god,
You should
you
see
have
his face.
You need to cut the fat off that joke. We workshop that so many times, Josh.
It's been a year since I've told
I
it.
know,
It's
but
been-
you couldn't get to the point quick enough. You just kept repeating yourself. Poor effort.
I had to make sure I hit all the points. I didn't want
I
to
get
land
that
the
joke.
punchline.
5 Christmas hats out of 10.
Yes. But yes, if you would like to hit us up with a Christmas joke, stay tuned because we'll give you some details at the end of the podcast. But, Amy, do you want to take us through your fun fact of the day?
Yes. So I was looking through fun facts last night to present here.
How fun.
And you know what I found out? That apparently Americans, they don't have Christmas crackers on the table for their Christmas dinner or lunch. So they don't know anything about the paper crowns.
Like the hats?
Yeah, all the jokes that we have. All the crappy little
What do
presents.
they do?
I mean, I didn't get that far, but yeah, they don't know. Yeah, because
Really?
I was Googling fun facts and I was on an American website, and the fun fact was that British have Christmas crackers and have paper hats on Christmas. And I was like, what the fuck is this? That's not a fun fact.
But yeah, that's every day. That's Christmas. Wow, really? If you're an American listening, can you hit us up? Can you let us know if that's true or not? We're really interested if you guys do Christmas
I'm
crackers or not.
shocked. There's nothing more humiliating than putting that paper crown on your head and it splitting in half. There's nothing more humiliating.
Every year.
Every year. I just come from a fat-headed family, but every time I try and force it on. Should see my grandpa try and wear one. Jesus Christ.
And when you that internal struggle you have when you have a Christmas cracker and you're pulling it with a child, and you kind of want to win, no? You're like, oh, I should let the kid win, but internally, man, I really.
It's
wanna
even
win
worse
this.
when you try and the kid wins.
Yeah.
Or someone steals your little present that you get inside, you get a dice or some little ring or something, and someone steals it, and you're like, for fuck's sake.
There's always a little lobster toy, right?
Depends on the Christmas cracker you get.
Yeah.
Because when I worked at Christmas Elves, oh yeah, I used to work at a Christmas shop. Yeah, I'm bougie. They sold really expensive ones, and you could get proper stuff like scissors. There were tweezers, nail clippers. You could get expensive stuff in Christmas crackers.
Yeah, right.
Do you guys, so kind of a tradition in my family is just before when we first started eating lunch or dinner, we read out everyone's jokes.
Yes.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Every time. You're not allowed to kind of start until you do.
No.
Damn right. Pull them crackers and then start eating, peoples. Wow, I can't believe they don't have them in America. So it's a British thing, and we've just been colonized by the Brits, so we're following them.
I guess
Is that what
so.
happened?
Yeah.
And when I was like researching, there was people who said they did do it in America, but then like they were saying, oh, but like my grandma was like from Ireland or like from the UK or something, so that's probably why they were doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Please,
It's really
American
interesting.
friends, please tell us.
Yeah.
Love to
Yeah,
know.
look, if you're, and maybe not just America, if you're from, overseas, we're from Australia, obviously, but if you're from another country in the world, and please reach out, let us know how you celebrate Christmas. Do you do like any weird traditions at Christmas? And we'll explore those on the next podcast. You can contact us a couple of different ways. So you can hit us up on our mailbag. That's mailbag.christmasandchill@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Instagram and Facebook at Christmas and Chill Podcast. You can listen to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, obviously, if you're listening to it now. For those who are listening on Apple Podcast, we'd love it if you would be able to leave us a 5-star review or a review of any kind. But preferably a 5-star review.
And a nice comment.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, we're really looking forward to kind of sharing what we're doing with lots of people. And it's been amazing to see how fast this has grown within the first 10 episodes. With another 15 to go, we're really excited to see just how far we can push it. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we wrap it up for today?
Oh, yes. Amy, I might be going to my parents tomorrow, so I might be able to get my dad on, who hates Christmas. I'd like to get his opinion on what he thinks about some Christmas movies, because he hates them.
That'll be good.
And we're watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I've never watched this movie before,
It's very funny.
which I think is blasphemous for a lot of people.
Actually, Dad actually asked if we were watching this movie, and he said it's very good. So
Yes.
but,
Very 80s, man.
But I think he is going to miss out on it, unfortunately,
Ah, damn.
because
What a
he's
shame.
got a dinner to go to. But
Yes, so just before we finish up, I'd like to take you back to 1892.
Oh, no. Goodbye,
Snow is
everyone.
falling.
Enjoy your night.
Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.